Sammy Sosa got caught with a cork bat last week, and as usual, some people want to make it about race. Why is it that millions of people love Sammy Sosa? He does something wrong, it makes them racist. Okay? Pedro Martinez and Jose Canseco are claiming racism, that if it were a white player, they'd let it go. Like who? Pete Rose? Who's whiter than Charlie Hustle? Or maybe John Rocker. Racism is getting to be like yelling Freebird at a rock concert. Everyone rolls their eyes when they hear it. You know what I say? Anybody that yells racism without proof is racist against whites. And I'm going to start yelling racism for yelling racism. But the funniest part is that Jose Canseco's under house arrest while he's talking about this. This guy's talking about people who's got a bracelet on his leg. Oh, I hope those look good, those treats. Now let me ask you, is this Sammy Sosa issue really about race? Would we be coming down as hard on him if he was white, Carlos?
Of course. Didn't the other guys that had the same bat get the same 8-day suspension, game suspension? You know what it is? Minorities use, what we do is we use it to our benefit when we need it, and when we don't like it, you're racist. You know, black people don't do this, don't do that. They don't like Kool-Aid, they don't like fried chicken, but they all have big penises. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? He got caught. You got caught cheating. Just fess up and deal with it. It doesn't have anything to do with the fact that he's black. He hit more home runs than anybody in the past, what, 3 years consecutively, and
right.
They found him with a cork bat. You're supposed to go, hey, dude, what's going on? Are you cheating? I only did it one time. Whatever, dude. No. You only crossed the border one time. You used the bat more than once. I'm just saying. He's my people. I know he's black, but he speaks Spanish. He's my people.
Yeah. He's Dominican.
Same thing. Same thing.
I know. Go ahead.
Sorry, half the league is like Puerto Rican and Dominican now. I mean, you ever buy a program at a ball game? It's like looking at mug photos at the precinct in the Bronx. You know? I mean...
Dude, you're right, though.
Thank you. Thank you. Could you tell my white friends that I'm right?
That he's right. I grew up going to Dodger Stadium, and for the first 9 years of my life, I thought they were called the Dyers with a Y because I sat up with all the Mexicans who would say, "Go Dyers!" I didn't know it was a G, dude. Fernando Valenzuela, come on, man. Moises Alou, they're all Hispanic.
Yeah. All right, let's go on to Martha Stewart.
Oh.
You're being suspiciously silent about this issue.
I don't really follow sports, so I just want to say that...
Well, why did you wear that 13 shirt?
I think prostitution should be legal. Can I say that?
You can say that.
Yeah.
Martha Stewart. Let's go to the Martha Stewart case. Now they're coming down on her. Now, she's obviously an annoying person that nobody likes, but are they coming down extra hard on her because she's like the epitome of the suburban white person that all the suburban white media has contempt for because they grew up and they're trying to purge themselves?
I don't know. I just think that sending her to jail is a huge mistake because look at this scary empire she built just making napkin holders out of pumpkins, and now we're going to put her in with all these killers and murderers, and think of what she's going to learn. We're just making another Hannibal Lecter. That's all we're doing. She's going to be like very folksy shivs. You know what I mean? Like with little baby's breath on them and stuff like that.
She'd be a gregreat cellmate. You know?
Yeah, she would be really good.
You come back from the courtyard after lifting weights, she's making oso buco in the toilet. You know?
Yeah, very nice.
You know what I mean? She's a very talented lady.
I know.
She is a talented lady.
But they're going down on her because she's a woman.
Excuse me?
What?
Oh, wow.
Oh, did I say that? I'm sorry. Come on, it's because she's a chick. America is still not. We're still not good with chicks. I mean, you know, the strong women, we call them bitches. I mean, that's the way
exactly
we treat
right.
Wait, that's what we call them?
No.
I'm right. I
think you know the answer.
She's not getting all this ink because she has a vagina. She's getting all this ink because she's famous.
You watch her.
You know, wait a minute. As a woman and a Hispanic, I just want to say that I think that she's getting a... Yeah, what, she ran her business well and she was smart enough to sell her stock before it lost money.
But here's what I don't understand about... Go ahead.
I'm listening.
Here's what I don't understand about this whole thing. If your stockbroker calls you and says, look, this thing's going in the toilet, we got to sell, And I thought that's what they're supposed to do.
Yeah, I know. I don't see what the
It
problem
was the
is.
fact that she dumped like 60 million shares.
Yeah, but isn't that what you're supposed
It's
to
only
do?
worth like 50, 60 grand. But she doctored the phone records. It's the hiding up that people have a problem with, right?
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah,
very
you know,
similar to the...
But look at what she gave back to society. She gave us back nice little centerpieces. The guys from Enron,
Yeah, well,
they don't give
you're
us
from
nice
San
little
Francisco.
placeholders.
That's terrific.
What? You just made that up.
I know.
Oh, okay.
But
It's true, though. She should go to jail because then it's good. I mean, if she's a celebrity, you know, you got to pay the
but
price.
people
They
that
say-
no. The thing is that people that do what she does or did don't go to jail.
You're right. It's normal
That's
behavior.
the
right.
point. Everybody else, you know, Enron and all these people do all this, and they get deals, and they get deals, and nobody goes in, and the woman, you know, I mean, look at the way we're crucifying, you know, the ex-Miss First Lady. I mean, she came out and she wrote a book and did an interview. What does that have to do with you or
I'll
anybody?
tell you
in
what
the
else it has nothing to do with. It has
crucifier,
nothing to do with Act 1. We're going to talk about that in Act 2, please.
This is very similar to the OJ case. Because you got a white chick, you got kitchen cutlery, doctored phone records. All she has to do is get a white racist jury and a white racist lawyer. She'll get off scot-free.
Yeah! Oh,
Yeah.
folks, you didn't like that one.
Oh, boy.
I was waiting for the huge black penis joke. I was going to see how he was going to fit that in.
Oh, really? What am I, a dick joke specialist now?
I don't know. Have you watched the show?
Watch out, Patton.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
He's not a joke specialist. You really think that about Nick?
No, I'm sorry. What the hell just happened?
Now's a good time for us to talk about the Habitat for Humanity. They got this new Habitat for Humanity in Georgia. They're trying to bring people in to see third world, like what it's like in Africa, to walk through Central America to see poverty of the slums of the third world. What about this? Is this, you know...
What city is this in?
It's in Great
in
Adventure.
Georgia.
No, it's in Georgia. In Georgia. I don't know what city.
That's how lazy we become in America, okay? We say, sure, we'll take a look at your third world poverty problem, but as long as there's a food court. What's next, a ride called the Sluminator? I mean, come on. Here we go.
What do you guys think?
But how lazy are we, dude? We don't even want to go to the third world actual
I
country
know.
itself. How lazy are you that you'd rather travel from, let's say, Seattle all the way to Georgia when you can just go to Mexico? It's right there.
Mexico.
This is there.
I think it's a great idea because now you don't have to travel. It's like the Epcot Center idea. You just bring every part of the world into one little place, and then there's funnel cakes. Oh, isn't that nice?
Why is it every time, like, you know, Chavez or Vargas loses on pay-per-view, you guys honk the horn so much?
Because we don't have a lot of heroes, dude. Let's be honest. So when there's a boxer, and especially if he's, and we don't care. Let's get that. It's out of the way. When you have, like, you know, a Mexican fighter fighting like the Puerto Rican fighter, it's like Puerto Ricans hate Mexicans for a day, and then the next day we're like, we're together again. But for one day, dude, we hate each other.
As Neil Young said to the manager of Crosby, Stills and Nash, please don't leave me alone with these people. We'll be right back.
Maxim man.
Maxim hair color. The only hair color good enough to be called Maxim in the men's grooming section. You're approved.
Okay. Now, with the Hillary book that Carlos was talking about, which is going to come first, a female, black, Jewish, or Hispanic president? My opinion, if Colin Powell had run, he would have won. Is America ready for a black president? Yes. Not Al Sharpton, but I think that Jesse Jackson would have won if he didn't say Hymietown thing. All the polls said whites loved him, same with Colin Powell. I think right now a woman would win if she ran. I think a Latino, if we ran in, first of all, Florida, Arizona, New Mexico, Texas, California, would sweep those states. Poor choice of words. What I'm saying is that, is America ready for this? Nick?
Yeah, America might be ready for it, but I'm not. No, I think there's an answer to this. It's called selective breeding. We have to create a person who embodies everything, black, Hispanic, Jewish, female. You do that by getting, like, Tiger Woods to sleep with his agent's daughter. That'll cover the Asian, Jewish, black thing, right? And then they have a baby girl. She grows up with a lot of money, so they have a gardener. She sleeps with him. He's Hispanic. We cover this Hispanic end. Bingo.
Okay. What do you guys think?
But a black person will win first, only because Hispanics do one thing in this country. We stay very like unacculturated. So people that were born in the United States actually say they're Mexican. That person and that mentality will never, you know what I mean, actually get the populist vote.
What about a hot Hispanic female, though, man? I'd vote for that for president.
Chicks won't win in a long time because women will not vote for each other. Let's just understand that. Women are the biggest bitches to each other on the planet. And especially if they're hot. If she's hot, all the fat chicks, I mean, come on. Let's be honest. That's why the fat black guy won American Idol. On the last day, he wasn't as good, but he was fat, and every Dorito-eating fat ass at home voted for him just because. Let's be real. We hate the skinny guy. We hate the skinny guy. That's what happened. Chicks are horrible. Come on, every man listening to this has taken a hit for the team, and we know what that means. Chicks don't do that for each other. There's not a chick that I know that would bang an ugly fat guy so that her friend can end up with the hot dude. But you and I have done it many times, my friend. We would vote for each other.
Did you say Mexicans are the only group that won't assimilate into America as opposed to the blacks who just red, white, and blue all over?
But at least blacks say they're American, like, you know.
African American?
Yeah, but still American. Mexicans say, I get that, hey, Holmes, I'm Mexican. Really? Where were you born? Utah. The Mexican from Utah. And then I actually go, habla español? Now you're getting technical. You don't even speak Spanish.
Now let's talk about women. We're talking about women in president and men taking the bullet for each other. Look at the Barbara and Hillary interview yesterday. First of all, did you guys watch that? You're supposed to for the show.
Yes.
Second of all, the two coldest pairs of eyes I've ever seen in my life. Those two.
Oh, Hillary?
Hillary and Barbara. Look, they have that look like you just used their bathroom and you didn't wash your hands, you know?
Hillary has the warmth of a Rikers Island, you know, prison guard.
But what about the signs, sins of malice, sins of weakness speech? You had to love that.
What was that?
Didn't Hillary the president? Was she the one?
No, that was the other one.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Monica. Right. Yeah. But you know, she said that sins of malice, sins of weakness thing. Like,
listen,
I know.
I was watching the Nets.
I believe.
I saw that. Like, I saw it was like this. She was saying, Bob was like, why do you think your husband cheated on you? She's like, well, he got weak, and I just want to say, because I'm not sexy. I'm really not hot anymore.
I think this is all a show, man. I think
young
that Bill
ass.
and Hillary have an arrangement. They've had an arrangement for years. Hillary wants to be in power. She knows that Bill likes to sleep around, and that's the arrangement. And this is all just an act, because I know that America wants to see this contrition and all this sobbing BS, but it doesn't. It's all an act. They clearly have an arrangement.
You know what? Listen,
So who cares?
I'm coming from. I have 11 sisters. All right, and I grew up in the ghetto.
Wow.
And I'm telling you that some women, many, when in abusive relationships, they don't know how to. I believe that she was that stupid at that moment with that man. Do you know how many chicks? My sisters would come home with a black guy. What happened? He loves me. He doesn't love you, stupid. He does not love you. He hates you.
Yeah, but you have.
But he was going through problems. I go through problems. I can't hit you. You kick my ass. What is this all about?
It's not like Bill and Hillary were on cops, for God's sake. It was a total arrangement.
But I have scars on my back from where my mom beat my ass, but when my dad cheated on my mom, she understood and didn't know it. She didn't know it. Dude, I remember one time I called my mom a bitch in my head. Right? In my head. Yeah. And she punched me in the face. All right? I swear to God.
All right. As the cunning Greek said to the hopeless Trojans, we'll be right back.
This summer, comedy meets reality.
So many landmarks give witness to Poland's history and Poland's faith.
Now, Ari Fleischer has always wanted me to open one of these speeches with a bar joke, and I've always resisted because it's not presidential, but I'm in Poland, which is like the bar joke motherland, and Ari is leaving in July, so Ari, this one's for you. How did the Germans conquer Poland so fast? They marched in backwards, and you guys thought they were leaving.
Auschwitz, the sites of the Holocaust, and Polish martyrdom.
Okay, that one got diluted. I visited Auschwitz today. I didn't want to, but let's face it. It's not like Poland has a Six Flags. Wolfowitz got mad when I tried to push him into the showers. I was only joking. Seeing a death camp up front, seeing the death camp, as a Christian, I was appalled. As a Texan, well, I had to laugh.
In the battles of Afghanistan and Iraq, Polish forces served with skill and honor. America will not forget that Poland rose to the moment.
Okay, you know how to stop a Polish soldier on horseback, right? Turn off the carousel. Look, thanks for the help, Poland, but don't get cocky, okay? You sent 200 troops that didn't speak English. In fact, I made a bet with Condoleezza you'd launch a Scud into Iran by mistake, and I lost. So now I owe her $40. Thanks a lot.
Thank you for your friendship. May God bless this great nation, and may God bless the Polish people.
Don't read too much into this visit, okay? America appreciates your hospitality, but we're not your new boyfriend to Poland. So don't start stalking us just because you have our email address. Remember something, you know how you know if a Polish guy's been using the computer, there's whiteout on the screen. Now listen, God bless the Polish people. We'll be right back. God bless the Jasinski family and the Dembinskis. Folks, what are you going to do about the Pee-wees? They're throwing rocks at my car. That's my office. The line from Colors, Robert Duvall. Folks, getting caught is America's oldest pastime. Sammy Sosa and Martha Stewart are now part of a tradition that includes such distinguished Americans as Richard Nixon, Jesse James, and Benedict Arnold. What's the worst thing you ever got caught doing, and what was your best excuse? Carlos?
I got caught selling an ounce of cocaine. And my excuse was, I'm in the ghetto. What do you expect me to do? Get a job? No. That really happened. I went through the whole thing, and I'm like, I'm never going to do this again. I had an ounce left. My friend calls me up. He says, hey, sell it to me. I said, I'll give it to you. I'll take it to your house for free. I told my brother, let's go. On the way out, cops driving in. I wave hi to him. He gives me a weird look. I look at my brother. He looks like he just got killed in the car. So the cop, of course, turns around because he knows. He's checking and checking and checking and checking, and he can't find it. Finally, he looks at me and he goes, hey. And I go, yeah, it's in the fuse box, dude. And he got it. And when we went to court, he was really cool because I told him where it was. So he said that it was an illegal search and seizure. So I got off. So the moral to the story is if you ever have drugs, tell the cops where they're at.
Patton Oswalt.
All right, I got caught, my mom caught me off to People magazine when I was 15. Who am I kidding, last week? And picture of Danielle Brisbane in a bikini from Archie Bunker's place. So, but she was all freaked out, so I'm like, okay, I'm just going to, like, cop to it. And I was like, Mom, look, I know you're upset, but look at the, you know, the bright side is, now you know I'm not gay, and Dad owes you $20. So, you know, it's pretty good.
Your dad thought you were gay? Is that it?
Yeah.
That wasn't the only one.
Nick DiPaolo. Nick DiPaolo.
My first job out of college was selling frozen steak and seafood door to door. That's true. One day I go to this lady's house. She tells me she has 2 freezers, but they're both full. So I say to her, whatever I can't fit in your freezer, I'll give to you for nothing. Sure enough, her kitchen freezer is full, and so's the one she has in her den. In the middle of my sales pitch, her phone rings. She leaves the family room for like 10 minutes. So I start taking boxes of ice cream sandwiches and fudgicles, and I put them under her couch to make room for my product. Everything was great until about 5 days later. She calls the office screaming that her den smells like Jeffrey Dahmer's crisper drawer. When my boss asked why I did it, you know, I just grabbed the phone. I told her I was John Hickey, the manager. My girlfriend was pregnant. I needed the money for an abortion, and she bought it. It's a joke!
All right. Folks, you know, we've all lived a long time. Ugly things happen in our lives sometimes. Jamie Kennedy.
I don't know. Basically, I was going to Vegas with my friend. We were going, and it was pre-911, where security wasn't that tight in airports. And at Southwest Airlines, you fly, and you get a ticket You get a boarding pass. There's a plastic ticket with a number on it. It goes like 1 to 86. The lady I was flying standby. She said, "You can't. No way you're going to get on this plane. It's not going to happen, sir." So when she turned around, I reached over and grabbed the last 2 boarding passes. And as she was looking at me, she's like, "Are you stealing it?" I was like, "No." And I started blowing my nose with the boarding pass. Because we all know that, you know, that day I discovered that plastic equals fantastic. And ever since then, I've wiped my ass with a credit card.
This is really wretched.
Okay, so I didn't sell cocaine. Am I, what? Jeez.
Yeah.
Wait, but I got caught.
I'll tell you one that's
myself,
at least
too?
kind of an exciting story. How about this? I got caught using, this is recent because Viagra only came out recently. I got caught using Viagra to whack off. How pathetic is that? My friend gave me a couple of Viagras, and my girlfriend wasn't around when it first came out, so I took them. And then he said, he came over, he's like, "Hey, where are those Viagra?" I said, "I used them." He goes, "I thought your girlfriend was in North Carolina." She is. Pathetic. A word of wisdom for those who get caught. If at first you don't get off, hire a publicist. Good night.